our live action. I'm going to wait for the room to populate here in Spaces. All the voices you'll hear are going to be coming out through Spaces on my microphone if you're listening on Spaces, and if you're watching live action on either Twitter, on YouTube. You might be watching on from Craig Coinpurse's handle as well. Definitely retweet the room. And you'll see up at the pinned tweets up at the top, you can actually watch this live action at Paris Hilton NFT. That is also the NovoVerse, where we are streaming live action within YouTube, within Instagram, within LinkedIn, within Twitch as well. We're already up to 13, 14 viewers, so thank everyone for tuning in. I'm not sure if Avery Piper is going to be able to come in this week. He is down in Mexico right now, so if he had good internet connections, and heck, I don't blame him. It's probably on the Baja Peninsula side, so the sun's going down, so he's probably enjoying it. I know that we spoke with Craig from Craig Coinpurse about 3 weeks ago, where it was record-breaking heat down in the southern hemisphere in Australia. Right now in Chicago, we had a high of -6 degrees, that is. That is not without the wind, and the wind gets us down to about 30 degrees. But it's CryptoNovo here, back at it again after a couple weeks off because I went on myself a little vacation with the family. And we have Craig from Craig Coinpurse. Craig, why don't you introduce yourself and what's new with you on this brand new year for all of us?
Hey guys, happy New Year, Merry Christmas to everyone who's listening and to you guys on the panel. My name's Craig, for those who don't know, and yeah, I'm sort of here just to I guess shoot the shit about the markets as a whole, NFTs, big caps, small caps, and whatever in between. Yeah, so it was a good New Year's, it was a good Christmas. Ate way too much, drank definitely way too much. And I think it's time for a few New Year's resolutions. But other than that, man, the market's been great, and it feels like forever since I've spoken to you.
Yes, it has been. You know, I almost compute it to dog years, where like one day is like 7 days. So if we haven't seen each other in about 3 weeks, you know, it might as well be 3 months.
Feels that way, eh?
Time does go fast. The markets are, swinging, and they're going big. We will be giving out a POAP in about 25 minutes where we do chart what is happening within different coins, different altcoins that we've talked about each week. And I've seen a significant increase in, where the prices were 3 weeks ago until now. We also want to work around the room. We have 2 Lukes today, one from Loading Punks and the other one from Smart Layer. We're going to go with Luke from Loading Punks here. Longtime listener, coming on the show here for the first time. A little bit about yourself and, just how's your New Year's, if you have a New Year's resolution going on, and how's 2024 been treating you, Luke from Loading Punks?
Yeah, my name is Luke from Family NFTs, and yeah, I'm doing fine. I'm not the best public speaker, so usually I keep it short. But everything fine here. We are family living in the Caribbean, so it's usually very hot here, actually every day. Yeah.
And that's what we need. Again, that's the hot action, the hot alpha. Been following Family NFTs, 10,000 followers strong. That's familynfts.nl. And with that, we're going to be talking in about 15 or 20 minutes here, Loading Punks and how the Loading Punks come in. And you can see that up on the pinned tweet that you have there. If you look on the top, swipe to the right, you can see the Loading Punk number 7849 loading up in there, and the other punks underneath there. And why not just give the love and the shout outs to the punks, as you see with my AR filter streaming there. Big fan of the punks, and tons of people listening down there. Chaz, Apex, Ian, I hope all is going well. I know I was a little on vacation. I know you and Bob are working strong. Anita listening in. Love all the hearts. Love all the love that you guys are putting in, the 100%. And what better way to bring in from one Luke to another Luke, and Blockhead from Smart Layer.
Hey guys.
How are we doing today?
Hey mate. Yeah, thanks for an introduction. It's been good. Hope everyone's having a good new year. Also, the first time I've show up with you here in CryptoNovo, so thanks for the invite. Just a quick introduction, I guess. My name is Lucas. A product and research with Smart Token Labs. We're essentially the team behind Smart Layer. We're builds executable tokens, and I'm happy to share and discuss a little bit what's going on in the space. It's been showing quite a bit of growth, and this year is just sort of really exciting because we got a lot of stuff coming up, and I think it can be quite changing for the space. We look at it as tokens are going to be the center of pretty much a lot of what we do, and we want to add more value to it. Happy to answer any questions and just chat.
I like getting the alpha and the value that you're going to be adding to the space today, because I usually tap Craig for all the alpha within the tokenomics, but to be able to talk to to one of the design leads of the tokenomics and research and straight Degen, it's always good going straight to the source for all of that. So for all my aliens, apes, and zombies listening, please retweet the room, like, subscribe, all those good things. As you can see, I have Luke up here right now as a speaker, and I'm inviting Craig from Craig Coins Purse up there to speak as well. All this sound you'll be seeing will be coming out of my microphone, which is CryptoNovo, because we are live streaming, and it's the best way we can do without getting an echo. And you can watch that live stream up top at in the NovoVerse, as you can see it. Playing live and direct right now, where you can see all our beautiful faces. We will be screen sharing with some other stuff that that can help you out, figure yourself out in this Web3 way. And nice. See Blockhead, Luke himself. That's at Luke SBG as well. Has the is restreaming the room as well. Sorry, I'm multitasking as I'm doing it to put all these pins on the top. And that's what we can do up in this space is restream on YouTube, on Twitch, so we can get the word out on what we're all building. And that's the wonderful thing is we're all building something within this space. If it's networking or getting out there, if it's in the tokenomics of the things of what we're trying to accomplish, or if we're just following the volume like Craig. So Craig, in the last 3 weeks or so, how has the volume been going? A whole bunch in the EFT space going on to add to the volume that we're all chasing in this space. So what's new with Ethereum? What's new with Bitcoin? What's new with Solana? Have you been able to put a new addition on your house with all the meme chasing?
Yo guys, yeah, look, it's funny. I was having a look this morning. It's Monday here in Australia, so it's my morning it's my lunchtime now, but I got up this morning, I was doing my notes for the show, and I was looking at what I wrote last time, and it was about 3 weeks ago, and I was like, man, there's so much that has sort of passed. It was quite hard to even correlate everything, but obviously the big news, the Bitcoin ETF was massive for the space as a whole. And I think the ramifications or the positivity from that will obviously be ongoing for forever now. So that was really nice. That was a bit of an emotional roller coaster. Obviously, we had the SEC tweet that went out the day before saying it's approved, and then they came out an hour later saying that was a hack. So
yeah, isn't that kind of crazy? How the SEC, one of the most powerful influencing factors within regulation, gets their Twitter handle hacked. Something goes in for a big bump within the markets, and it's almost like that was just sustained right after that. I mean, it was kind of crazy to see. And here we see Ethereum right now, still going to pretty healthy above $2,500 here.
Yeah, that was one of the interesting things was with the and then obviously the next day the announcement of the ETF coming through and being approved. Ironically enough, the SEC didn't actually tweet the official news when it was right, so that was kind of interesting for me. But yeah, the other interesting thing was there wasn't a massive sell the news event per se. It's market rallied a bit, but the really interesting thing was Ethereum kind of took off once the news came in. So I think people, obviously there's an Ethereum ETF approval pending. and people obviously, well, I think people are front running that announcement. So I think, you know, the BTF was kind of priced in somewhat by speculators like me. I think we'll see a grind up regardless. But Ethereum was the kind of the winner over the last sort of week. I saw last time we spoke, Novo, Ethereum was 2,100 approx, and it's 2,500 today. So, you know, it's moved up nicely for a big cap since we last spoke 3 weeks ago. Bitcoin was up from 41 to 42.3, so not a massive up, but it did tap the 49,000 and retrace from there. So I'm not surprised we saw a sell-off at just pre 50K, isn't it? So psychological levels at play there, 50K, nice round number. Everyone front ran the 50K right, like anyone smart would do. Didn't quite make it, and everything's on a slight pullback now. There's a few coins bucking the trend, but look, all in all, man, it's been for me, you know, being in the space, you know, a while now. That news was awesome. It was you know, tip of the hat to the space as a whole, and also, you know, those people that, you know, the mums and dads out there watching CNN and Fox News and all that stuff, they will maybe start to take the space a little bit more seriously. So, yeah, exciting times.
I think that's what it is taking the space a little bit more seriously once you get some big market cap people in there like BlackRock, etc. Yeah. We're seeing the fear and greed index kind of pinching down into the neutral range where it's not everyone going in. So, I mean, that's just a good range where, you know, people are kind of readjusting, see where it's at. And almost buy the rumor, sell the news is, you know, the next big event I feel that's going to happen is the Bitcoin halving in the next couple almost weeks here, but in the next couple months, where, you know, it is going to become a little bit scarcer to get. It's going to be harder to mine, and, you know, it's going to be not as easy to connect the blocks to get those chains linked to get your Bitcoin if you're a miner. So those are things that are going to be a little bit more difficult. And we see within the last 7 days, Ethereum rallying up 15%. You're not going to see that too often, but, you know, whatever goes up that high sometimes comes down that fast as well within that. And for those of you who have been listening in the past, and I know Ian has a couple of those down there listening, and Anita as well, as the POAPs that we give out each week and looking at the prices of different altcoins depending on, you know, the POAP price or what we have written in the POAPs. Because what we do is we log within each POAP the price of the altcoins that we're talking about. And what I've done for this week is I think I wrote them down on Thursday when I produced the POAP, actually on the 11th, is, you know, I wrote it in there is what each the cost of each coin was. So if you're tuning in weekly, bi-weekly, you're collecting the POAPs here, you can kind of look back and kind of be like, I woulda, shoulda, I coulda, woulda, shoulda bought it. I woulda, shoulda, coulda sold it. If not, you're tracking where it is. Because you're looking at the POAPs when you first started watching the NovoVerse, you can see a lot of us could have probably entered in at Ethereum last year in 2023, somewhere in that almost half price range from where we're at right now. Is there any altcoins that are catching your eye? I know Solana coins were out there tracking pretty heavily, pretty harsh. I see the Solana phone is picking up more traction. Is there anything along those lines that you're seeing?
Yeah, I mean, looking back at the history of us speaking, it was sort of Solana that stood out to me, because when we sort of first started speaking, it was 58 US and it ended up hitting 120. So, you know, so a 2x from when we started speaking, and we were talking about it at, you know, $58. So there was people who got in at $12. So that coin there's been the find of the pre/early bull run. Really, it's been Solana. It's kicked ass. The Solana Saga phone's been phenomenal, man. I managed to get 2 of them. So I've got one, my wife's got one, and I was looking at the details before, what I've made on it. I think so far, so the phone cost $599, and so far I'm at about 2K.
Wow.
So the phone's paid off, and I've got 1,400 US free per phone.
So did the phone come loaded with Gonk or something like that?
Yeah, it came with Bonk. Came with about by the time I got it, Bonk had retraced a bit, so I waited for it to pump. But I think I walked away with Bonk at about 500 US, 600. So Bonk paid for the phone that was on there anyway.
Wow.
And the other massive one, which you probably came across your screen, was the Saga Monkeys. That was a free drop. There's one of mine that sold actually. I was going to say the Saga Monkeys, which are a free drop for us phone holders, they've run up to 12 sold. So that's 1,200 US for free from an NFT drop. So, you know, I was working it out, and I think over the X amount of time I've had it, it's averaging about 1 to 2 sold a day, which is
so you're getting $100 or $200 a day just for having that phone.
Yeah, which sounds pretty stupid, right? But it was what I was hoping would happen, because obviously, when you think about it, what better way to introduce yourself to an ecosystem than by dropping some of the loyal people in that chain or ecosystem, whatever, $5, $10, $20. The amount's not so important. Obviously, the bigger the amount, the bigger the hype. But if you're about to launch something and you've got a marketing spend, why not just airdrop all those holders something for free? They're going to post about it. I'm going to post about it. And what we've noticed is a few of the NFT drops on there have just gone ballistic. When I say ballistic, you know, a good 5x at a time when NFTs aren't really doing a heck of a lot on Ethereum. And there's been a few tokens that have dropped on there which have done 5, 10x's as well. So yeah, look, it's been a good purchase. Once again, I think it's good for the crypto space as a whole that this succeeds, and been massive wins for the people that managed to grab these. There were a lot of people got them refunded, and unfortunately didn't manage to get them. And me in little Australia, all the way on the other side of the world, I managed to nab too. So yeah, man, my Christmas has been quite good. It's one of those wins where you say thank you, thank God I was right on that one. So I've been teasing people saying it's Bored Apes 2.0 to try to piss off the apes. But I really do feel this is one of those plays in the bull run that I think, looking back in hindsight, even now being up 1,400, I'd consider that a win, and I think it's only going to get better through the bull. So yeah, Solana.
It's come back to be an active participant, and you know, you won fourth and you got in, did your education, got sold, you know, participated within actually getting the physical phone, which comes with a drop. Reminds me similar back in the day when Stellar Luminous. I remember getting dropped tens of thousands of free Stellar Luminous just by signing up on my phone. Like, all you gotta do is just create a wallet. We'll send it to you for free, and that was their way of distributing their coin. You know, and I mean, there was not much you could do with it back then, but that's what I'm seeing is parallel paths right now with that, where you can reach out, branch out with it, you know, and have that ecosystem go. Or yeah, they're going to bump you a little bit of soul, but then you can go out and get art with it. You can go out and maybe get a meme coin with it. And you're actually using that physical phone interactively, you know, and doing what you want with it, which is the whole purpose of a phone is interacting and having fun with it, which is just cool and great. And it's cool to kind of hear it from the ground floor on it from the beginning. Is just I'm living life through your eyes, and I didn't have a chance to hop on the Soul ecosystem, but kind of cherishing the rewards of what you're reeking through you know, your endeavors on it. So congratulations to you. And the POAPs that we've been talking about, wait 10 more minutes. If you're listening, we're going to be dropping free POAPs in 10 minutes. If you're listening this on record, you can maybe check in my Discord, where I have a couple free POAPs in there. I also sent it to our speakers that are speaking today, including Luke, which we're going to transition to next here. And feel free to ask any questions over to Craig about either the tokenomics of what we've seen lately or what's coming in the future, or any other questions for our friends here on the panel. But I want to transition over to loading punks, because I'm looking at a punk filter right here with AR technology that I've put on my CryptoPunk 3706. And we have Luke from Family NFTs, a very successful NFT project, which has spun off into loading punks. Luke, how are we doing on this Sunday here in the States?
Hey, yes, I'm doing fine here. Well, thanks for having me. So my name is Luc from Family NFTs. And Family NFTs is actually a family project where I, my wife, and my kids show our creativity. We all have our own collections, except for our youngest daughter. We started in the NFT space in 2021, if I'm correct, yeah, September. And we started on Polygon, and last year we started our collection on the XRPL called TriplePunks. That is a little success, and Loading Punks. So a little about me. I'm a full-time web developer, and I like to play around with code. That's all what I do since I'm a teenager. Just write code, write awesome stuff, dive into new technologies, create new things. But I have also a strong artistic side, and so with NFTs, I can really express my artistic side together with my code skills. And well, CryptoPunks, I see CryptoPunks as a great canvas to create other things. So then I talk about the metadata. So yeah, Loading Punks is a tribute collection to CryptoPunks, of course. And I want to say derivative, but somehow that sounds a little negative. Well, personally, I spent my heart and soul in creating this unique collection. And as far as I know, there's no other collection out there that shows pixel art being built up layer by layer and pixel by pixel. And well, one of the cool things about this collection is that you will always see hidden attributes for a fraction of a second. So for example, when you have a punk with a Tesla head and an earring, you will first see the earring before the Tesla head is being shown. And,
as he's talking about right here, I do have a hidden trait with an earring right here, which is hidden behind the tassels from how it's layered originally, but you get to see it here. And then I also have a visible hidden trait, as I call it, is a black lipstick, which is often overlooked, but is also shown here. So each pixel is added towards this loading punk, so you can see all the hidden traits, every trait that is in the metadata of this each individual CryptoPunk.
Right. Yes. So there are several frames and 16 pixels per frame. So that's why it goes rather quickly. But they're also built up layer by layer, and so that's why you see them built up layer by layer.
You can even see on the skin and the forehead right here how they have like almost like the sunshade reflection off of the one pixel that they have with CryptoPunks that don't have any hats or any hair in there. Adding that, so really good attention to detail added in on all of this.
Yeah, I didn't know that before, that detail, but when you work on a collection like this, you will notice all the details because you want them to be perfect, that the end result is exactly the same, and there you will notice all these kind of details. And so yeah, basically, I like to create things, I have fun with it, and Loading Punks is one of the collections that I'm the most proud of on Ethereum. Yeah.
So what gave you the thought of loading each individual punk? Were you looking at punks and like, hey, there's some hidden traits layered in here that I want to express? What was the thought process in creating this collection?
I don't know. I already started a similar thing like 1.5 years ago, and I created something on Polygon. I'm always brainstorming like, what can I build, what can I create, and I don't know what the trigger was that my brain said, well, Luc, you must do this, but yeah, I don't know anymore.
And we're on OpenSea right now. You can take a look at it on OpenSea. It's OpenSea Loading Punks, and that's punks with an S. That is in there. Wonderful volume. You have multiple ETH in the volume sale here, and then you can find on loadingpunks.familynfts.nl. You can put punk and then the punk number that you want to look up. So I just typed in 3706 for the big shades, the tassel hat, the clown nose, the hidden trait earring, which is no longer hidden, and the black lipstick, for a total of 330 pixels that make up CryptoNovo, the whole CryptoPunk that you are seeing in the AR filter, but then also how it loads in right here. It goes down and it breaks it down, each 16 segment built in. And you even see like
cool, isn't it?
the pupil. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I did it because some of the holders told like, yeah, look, I can't use the GIF as a PFP on Twitter. So then I was thinking, well, what can I do? Maybe someone wants it half loaded, someone wants it almost loaded, you know. So I thought, let's capture all the frames and everybody can choose.
So now, is this like something where you need to code it and it does it, or is it like something where you do each individual punk? How does that work? I'm not too familiar with the back end of it.
Yeah, it's coded, of course. So now I do now have a machine that I can generate all 10,000 punks within an hour. But so that's quick. But it was a whole process to create that took a while. What I did is I captured, well, I started manually to capture all the pixels from each property. So I create CSV files per property. For example, the Tesla hat, that's a complex one. It has many colors, but it's a 24 by 24 frame. So each pixel has a coordinate. So I capture all the coordinates from each attribute in a separate CSV layer. And per pixel, I also mention which color it is. And first I did it manually, but later I found a way that the same machine can capture the pixels and store it in the same CSV file. So that went a little bit quicker. And with that data, once you have all the data, then you can program something that it loops through all those. It's more complex like that, but basically it loops through all the correct things, and well, it generates the moving image. Yeah.
I enjoy that, you know, learning the process that, you know, you did kind of individualize it at first and then found a way to find out how to pixelate it faster or how to generate it faster, you know, because that's what it is about finding the code within it. That is the art form that I find so fascinating within these projects, is actually the coding of it and how people are actually producing these things, which is far past my pay grade. All I pretty much do is click a button, hit record, hit play, and it gets multicasted out to other people. I mean, even for people at home, there is a CryptoPunk 0. There is CryptoPunk 0 that is actual CryptoPunk, and there is not CryptoPunk 10,000. For those of you wondering or looking around. So yeah, if you go to any website, CryptoPunk 0 does exist. Number 0 is a CryptoPunk. So, and then 9,999 is the last one that would get generated, and you can look up both of those numbers within it. It's kind of just cool just like attribute class diving and in anywhere else, is just like diving in and seeing what CryptoPunk 420, which one that looks like, which has been looked up a million times. Let's see the favorite number out there, CryptoPunk 69, which has the creepo fedora out there. Even 666 is a little like hell spawn devil. I think it's another 6. Maybe it's 4 6s. So is the one that just looks like very devilish and hell spawnish. So it's like things that we looked up back in the day at CryptoPunks diving in. You can look it up and how each ones are brought up by pixels. So the albino coming through with, you know, the golden earring, and then the blue eyeshadow. It's just the blue clown eyes. It's just fascinating and just really brings another layer to the art. You know, art of punks, art of creating the technology to decipher these things down into different pixels and add more layers to it, which is an art form in itself. And with that, it's about 9:30 Central Time here in Chicago. We'll type in 9:30 and look up the punk right here. And we got a eye patch, purple hair, and it's just a perfect time to claim a POAP. So if you're listening down there, I know Ian's listening and Concept's listening. Pong is listening. Robert, thanks for listening like you always do. Roberto. and Anita as well. Jazz, I love the project that you're spitting out as well. But you can get over there to that POAP thing, and that POAP, you can claim your POAP with enter a code. And I'm sorry, secret word. It's a secret word. And the secret word you can claim is LOAD, LOAD. Very similar to loading punks, but you can be real lazy on it. Just type in LOAD and claim a POAP. And in that POAP, on the cover of that POAP is actually a beautiful picture of Luke's blue-haired crypto punk with a smile.
Yeah, it's actually a Ripple punk.
Ripple punk. There we go.
And the real.
And within there, we already have 11 people claiming. So yeah, claim them up. Thank you for claiming them already. Quick claimers there. It also has how you can get a hold of our guests tonight. I know Avery Piper was missing in action down in Mexico. He does a 2 minute and 4 second podcast. So he's probably in the middle of one of his long 2 minute and 4 second podcasts. But we also have family NFTs and loading punks in there as well. We're also going to speak with Luke SVG from Smart Layer in 1 second. But claim those POAPs. You just have to type in LOAD, LOAD, underneath. You go into Mint and you type in the secret word for LOAD, and you can take a free POAP just for listening today. And if you're listening on record, maybe shoot me a DM, or one of our speakers that are here today, shoot us a DM. I did send some extra POAPs to them so they can send you directly a POAP. Tons of people listening and watching on YouTube and Twitch. Thank you. Please like and subscribe so other people can get this awesome alpha, get this awesome information on some tokenomics, on some NFTs, on some new stuff that has been going on in the space as well. Luke, anything else to say with loading punks? Best way that people can get a hold of you if they're interested, or if they want to purchase one of these loading punks.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's pretty clear. I'm an enthusiastic developer, and I like to create awesome things, and I use CryptoPunks as a canvas. And yeah, if you like my work, then you can go to OpenSea and or the website byluke.familynfts.nl. Then you can click through. It's like a portal to do.
If you want to buy, maybe you're a little hesitant today, or maybe you want to buy, you can live buy anytime on the NovoVerse. You can come on the Sunday show. We could have Luke come back. You could definitely live buy here on the show. So if you're interested, if not, and you're buying, feel free to tweet it, put it down in that little purple pill in the lower right, which people are hammering home. Thank you. I'm looking at it now. Paris, I see your hooded punk that you tossed up in there. Loading up to be a great new year. Love the play on words. Tons of love. NFT crazies, you're in there as well. Monster Howdy from Sir Francis. Hello. Spreading the word, Cheesehead. From Green Bay. Best of luck to your football team, but I'm a Bears fan down here in Chicago. But still love that you're listening and watching. And we're going to transition to our other Luke here that's on the show from Smart Layer. But before we do that, there again, you can claim that POAP by typing in LOAD, LOAD, into the secret word in your POAP to claim what we've been talking about today on the show. And you can see the Ethereum, Bitcoin, Ripple, Solano, Cardano, all the prices right there. And also from our speakers that are talking about the products today. And the next one, which I'm super excited about, anytime that you can get ground floor alpha from one of the Degens and design lead in the space, Blockhead, Luke SVG. Tell us a little bit more about Smart Layer and this ERC5 5169 token that's going to help be able to layer gaming, utility, and all the wonderful things that get attached to this Web3 world.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thanks for that. How can I introduce this? Essentially, what we do here, we're trying to build a new digital paradigm where tokens are the center of things as digital assets. And we believe that we can add far more use, integration, and value to this, right? So this story is pretty, I guess, pretty well known in the space. So like, how can we add utility to it? We see as two sides of the same coin. Of that utility value brings investment value. It brings, it helps market dynamics of how people can value things. And the thesis is simple. Assets gain their values in three ways, right? And any token is an asset. This applies the same thing. It's true for all assets, and tokenized assets are no different. You get a situation where asset holders have more information, the aids in price discovery. The utility side of this adds value to the investment side. The second is like assets have more value when they have greater utility, greater functionality, and assets are just more valuable in general when they can be used in more places. But most of this just can't really be used on chain or inside of a smart contract. And what Smart Layer is trying to do is essentially enable any token to carry all of these additional values, information, interface, and functionality by creating the Smart Layer itself, a decentralized service network that can run alongside an EVM chain. This essentially means that you can have on-chain and off-chain functions realized side by side. And the net benefit of this is, it's just immense applications in Web3 gaming and loyalty programs where we're seeing the most traction on. A cool example that we released was we grabbed the cool cat, we enabled it with token script, which is ERC 5169, and the token itself became the game. I don't know if you guys had that's, for example, like right now we're looking at, I think the number quota here is low. We're looking at 6.5 million transactions so far. Weekly active users are being around 300,000. A lot of it is driven through the interest of the airdrop, the upcoming products, the upcoming token in itself that's going to be released. But the idea here was to show how by enabling these features, we can embed airdrop mechanics that aids trade and price discovery. We can, the token itself is play ready. You don't need to connect to anything. You need to do any dApps. You can need sign up, transaction risk. There's nothing of that. The easiest way for someone to get started with is that they can use Joy ID as a wallet, and they can just go to Joy ID website to get the wallet. They can use our own native wallet as well, called Alpha Wallet. But with that, they just need to get themselves a smart cat. I think at this point they're being sold for 0.3 MATIC. It's very accessible. Or just reach out to me and I'll happily enable that as well. Just grant some, and just play with it and see how it works. There's a lot of native mechanics around it, and all of this is either used on chain or off chain. For example, we have the smart passes and linking all this information together. It does show results. Like I said, onboarding is really, really easy, and a lot of the trading that's happening right now, it's driven through the speculation, it's driven through the mechanics that this enables. What else can I say about this? We're just kind of really excited because we recently launched the Launchpad, which enables you to play with this on the browser. And documentation is live. If any researcher or developer wants to play with it, just feel free to come and try it. Join us on the Discord. Just message me, message us. The team is super active. We're all doxed. I mean, these days it's pretty standard, I guess. But like back in the Gen times a couple of years ago, this was very important. Pretty A-list team. So just reach out. Very open.
I see already you guys are pushing, just like I spoke with Craig earlier. I mean, already in cell phones, which is, just the handheld computer that, is something that was kind of lost in the last bull run, where it was a little bit difficult to have that mobile transaction you're seeing with the Smart Cats, the NFT game, where it is something that, you can't have in the palm of your hand here. And for mass distribution, airdrops, are those just also just layered right on top of it, it looks like, as well. So just at the click of the button on your phone.
Yeah, I mean, you if you want to onboard someone to an experience, and you have to give, like, Web3, the final boss of all of this has always been, in many ways, UX. How can we get people in? How easy it is to use? There's just so many steps and so many layered aspects to it. If you can just give to them a simple token, that the token itself is the game, the token is the interactive element, and you can bypass all this sort of these risk variables around connecting to the wrong place or signing to the wrong things, because the tokens themselves are verified, and then you jump a large hoop like you bring people in very fast, and this shows. We started on a concept of called Smart Pass. You just needed the email to sign in on it. This enabled us. I think at this point we got 3.5 million passes created. Out of those, 2.5 are active. Active means they're verified with their emails. They're verified with the way the users use. But it's up to the developer, whoever wants to experiment with it, to choose how many layers of verification they want to put, how much control they want to give to the user or to themselves. We really believe in sort of this vision where the token is at the center of what we do, and we're trying to enable it by just making very, very easy for people to use, very, very easy for people to own their assets, and very, very easy for them to get value out of it as well, because that's the market. We understand it. It's driving the driving use, and we're happy to play with that.
And you're seeing a total of 60 ETH volume sales right now on, something essentially that you're almost giving away for free, and that's what it is. It's just getting it out to people, letting them, collect the cat loot, and how they want to play the game and how they want to distribute it, how they want to buy and sell it. And distribution is key, and getting it out into multiple people's hands, like we spoke about earlier in the broadcast, is one important aspect for success within this space, because you don't want to be bogged down with how-tos. You just want to be able to, people are instantly wanting to get in and clicking away within it. And you're seeing it right now with smart contracts getting down into different layers, because this is, Polygon based. So then you're not spending that much on gas for making these transactions. So it can make it more gamified, more transferable, more user friendly, rather than, worrying about, sending something that's $50 and spending $25 in gas for it. So the technology is catching up with some of the people that may have frowned upon what a blockchain transaction may look like, and those things are becoming a lot more user friendly.
Yeah, the reality is that you can put a lot of this information. It doesn't really belong on chain, but if you allow them to run side by side, you can do much more with this. You can store this information on a private setting within your local storage, or you can do this in a privatized databases, depending on what kind of level of openness you want to have with the project. But it does maintain a lot of the core benefits of transferability, a lot of the core benefits of tradability of that on-chain brought, of just owning your own thing and being able to get value of it yourself. At the heart, we keep all of the original centralized ethos. We're trying to execute on that, but just enabling it to do much more than this.
So someone listening now, or possibly tuning in the future, it seems like you have two different business plans here. One is to get the usability, people using this form of ERC 5169 token, and then also building on it as well. So it seems like you already have an ecosystem, but then building on it. So what's best user case scenario for someone trying to use this layering system? I have an NFT project. I want to bring Tokenomics to it. I approach you. How would you guys get me going?
So the easiest way to get started on this is, all of this is we want to prove how these mechanics are very valuable for a business, that they can use this to grow their community, they can use this to grow their engagement, and they can use this as a base for their technology. The best way to get started would be join us on Discord, come to talk to us. We have the Launchpad released. At this point, it is a closed beta, so you'll need an invitation link. I'm very happy to provide that. We have as many as we can give. And then with this, you also have the documentation. It's pretty trivial to get started with the ERC 5169. I'm not necessarily a technical member, but I'm still able to do it in a couple of hours. Anyone who has their technical chops can do it very, very fast. And that's part of the USP, really, the kind of the value that we're providing here. The whole dev team is available for any questions. So the easiest way, just come on Discord, let the core team know. can reach out to me on Twitter and or just visit our own Twitter space to get the Launchpad link and visit it. I don't know if I can share a link here or later, but yeah, that's the easiest way to get started.
You have his Twitter handle. You can go on I think captions or messages on the right. If not, you can drop it in the private chat if you want me to share anything. But there's Luke's Twitter handle right there at LukeSVG. And you can follow him, Blockhead as well, lead design, tokenomic researcher, and a Degen at Smart Layer. You know, I like just getting that alpha straight from the source itself, how things are being built, knowing it from the ground up. And then also just like seeing the success of what has been built with smart cats and the cat loot, and how it could just be a simple layer 2 on top of a pre-existing project that can really add traction. And, you know, it kind of seems like you guys have the advertising down. I mean, you guys have tons of people following and hammering the tweets and retweets, 5 million game transactions, 300,000 unique active wallets, all in the same D app. And that was just 60 days on Polygon. So, I mean, that's just going to keep on growing and growing from there.
Excitement's growing.
I just jumped on and signed up then, actually. It's pretty easy. I just jumped on the smart layer .network, just went through the steps, and I'm still trying to figure out now, but obviously there's quests to do once you sign up. Looks like I got the smart pass straight away, Luke, if I'm right.
Yeah, it's as simple as getting your email in. You know, like
my email
you can use anything.
in about 1 second.
Yeah, you can use as a developer, you can set up any kind of you know, criteria for getting a pass like this. It's essentially a loyalty card at this point. You know, then you have the quest mechanics, which, you know, helps you engage community, and, you know, it builds value both ways. It is an incentivized system. You know, a lot of these things have been explored in the past. The way we do it is just in a way that you can own and you can trade this, and allows kind of the market dynamics that we're seeing now, all the hype of people trying to get, you know, the airdrops, trying to get into the market, and he puts them both together, and he allows your project to sort of grow much more easily.
The NFTs that Novo showed up before on OpenSea, that sort of trading between the 0.2 upwards, how did those users qualify to get? Were those airdropped, or how did they?
No, they were minted. There was just pure mints. It was a bit of a reward that we did it for the community. Also, just for some of the members that they were more into the space, they wanted to get it. We call it cat loot, essentially a series of toys. The idea was also to showcase how you can use, you know, Ethereum tokens and use them to interact with the Polygon chain and be able to get more points out of it. So, you know, you combine mechanics. You can do a lot of these cool things. Like true tokens can essentially interact with each other, and you can get something out of it. So your cat can play with the toy, and then you get points for that.
Right. Okay. And you have to mint the cats? How do you get the cat?
The cat, we had a minting opportunity. It was essentially free. We ran it for a while, and then once we figured that it was a bit arbitrary, once we figured it was enough, like we just you know, just enough out there. You know, the cats, for example, the smart cats, the goal wasn't to make something that was inherently to make money of it. It was just to show inclusion, you know, put as many people in the community as possible. I think a big benefit of it is essentially that it's like to create open communities and allow people to come in and have their, you know, their sports jersey to show that they are part of the team. And you know, there's obviously value in a lot of collections who want to keep it scarcity. They want to keep value. Those are different mechanics, they're different goals. In this case, brands that want to have as much you know, customers as possible, and they want to have those customers represent the brand, then that's one way to do it.
It's really cool. Are those cats, are they that were minted, are they soul bound to a wallet, or are they tradable as well? Like someone like me, can I go and get one of those cats?
They're fully tradable, and the cats, yeah, they're fully tradable.
Yeah, I love this stuff. I just like learning about it, not even to make the money, just to get in there and play in the ecosystem's really cool. No, I love this stuff. Awesome.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
It's so cool.
And that's what Craig does. I don't have enough time to get around to all these things.
Yeah.
We'll go out and battle test it, report back on the next Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, hey, this is
I'll give it
this
a
isn't
go.
worth it. Hey, I just got a cat loot for $400 to $600, you know, something like that, where it just keeps on adding to it, and kind of sees where it goes. I mean, is it a fun ecosystem to be in or on? I mean, we know, you know, the longevity of cats and what they mean to a lot of people in the world, but you know how that attaches to different smart contracts and different layerings of things, you know, adds to the community effect. And like, people can put roadmaps out there, but everything's always changing because the technology is changing. When you can add a layered token on top of it to get that gamification, that loyalty program going, and then not have to be bogged down with gas fees.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are right on par. The ERC5169 token here from Luke and Smart Layer. Feel free to DMs are open. I mean, we've been shooting DMs back and forth very easily to get a hold of him, but also the technology based behind it. You know, very similar that we talked with Loading Punks and how we are the art of the technology behind these things is sometimes more than just the physical art that people can look at here. Any other questions, thoughts, concerns, ideas from our speakers here today?
No. Oh, the only question I'd have, but it may be a bit long-winded for Luke, was, I mean, I've always been interested in MATIC and the Polygon ecosystem as a whole. I mean, this is going to be quite an obvious question, but I'm more keen to see what your answer is. What made you pick Polygon versus the other chains? And how long ago did you pick them?
We do have a working relationship for them for quite a while, and that really helps move things out in terms of integration. But we mostly picked it because it was one of the OG chains. They are very easy to use, very cheap. There's a lot of you know, people holding MATIC out there, so it kind of keeps the market open.
I'm one of them, yeah.
There we go. You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was the angle, really. But really, this is completely EVM compatible to anything. Anything that's EVM is compatible, and you can even tweak it and make it to work with things like Flow and Solana. Really, it's proof of concepts that we had in the past. Maybe we explore it again in the future as well.
Yeah, no, awesome, man. Yeah, I just love hearing it. Sometimes it's great to hear from a dev's perspective on chains, hey Novo, versus just I suppose a flipper or someone gambling more so like me. It's nice to, you know, real world application rather than just price go up and down.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Agree.
Well, maybe as a group, we figure out how to get Loading Punks on different chains using this tokenomics system with it, and we can find ways to layer it as well, and you know, build our own community from just the talk show that we have, because that's what I like to do is the live business meetings here as we're talking and catching up with new things that are coming out in the space. And we've had, you know, there again, from the increase in overall market volume, from overall tokens, from the EFTs coming in, from, you know, Loading Punks, and getting down to the nitty gritty of what it is to develop an NFT project, to the tokenomics that support it. A lot of strong NFT projects as well with the Smart Layer and what Luke has presented. So just want to appreciate the guests for coming on episode 197 of the NovoVerse. I'm going to be adding gaming to this aspect of broadcasting, because I'm able to figure out a way to get my AR filter attached into PlayStation 5, believe it or not.
Oh,
sick.
Find a couple tools and things to plug in. So I'm going to be adding gaming to this. And yeah, that's about it. So for all my aliens, apes, and zombies out there, just want to thank Luke, and Craig. We'll be tuning in next Sunday as well. With Avery Piper should be back, and if not, he's still in Mexico. It's all right. We're still here to have some fun. And with that being said, stay positive and love life.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.
Thanks a lot, Novo. Thanks, Luke. Thanks, Craig.
Thanks,
and
thanks.
awesome talking
Guys.
to you guys.
Thanks for listening.
Right back
Thanks
at you
for
all.
sharing.
We'll chat with you guys soon. You guys are invited on whenever you want. Anyone has a live buy, you're buying any of these wonderful things, you're using these products, you can come on and live buy anytime. It makes great content, makes great micro content. You can come on, we can post it, we can talk about it. I already have some people lined up for next Sunday interested in joining the show. Actually might be changing my streaming service, believe it or not. Craig, I'm going to see if we can actually get paid to do some streams. I've actually had someone interested in sponsoring the Novo show.
Hell yeah,
so
man.
I want to work out
Congratulations.
facts on it. And anytime I sign a contract, I got to run it through a lawyer. So there's going to be a lawyer or two, but we might be minting live video here. So that's the next phase.
Sick.
And if we can mint live Fortnite videos of epic kills, it might turn into money and later in the day. If you own it, you own it. So that's it for all my aliens, apes, and zombies out there. Stay positive, love life. It's CryptoNovo. Peace.
Cheers, guys.